Worksheets, worksheets, come get your super duper brain boosting STEM worksheets. Limited edition, hot and fresh.
Saya nak satu. Tapi, Kak Fifi, saya rasa saya perlukan banyak bantuan. Otak saya berdesing, tapi juga sedikit kosong.
Fear not, Mimi. Professor Kak Fifi is here. And I'm ready to do these worksheets with you.
Wah, terima kasih Profesor Kak Fifi. Okey kawan-kawan, ambil pensel kamu.
Woohoo! Time to switch on your brains, friends. Today, let's tackle... Hi everyone, welcome back to our STEM Learning Lab. It's a little bit dark here today because today we are going to go on a scavenger hunt. We are going to use our superhero eyes to look at a very special kind of magic. Can you guess what it is? It is the magic of light. So friends, are you ready to be detectives with me right from our desks? Great! Today we are going to explore a new concept using a very simple tool. Can you guess what it is? It's a tool on this desk at the moment. It is this thing, a torchlight. Alright friends, to follow this activity today, all you need are a torchlight. This is my torchlight. It's black and it's pretty powerful. Wow! You also need our STEM worksheet, the Is It Transparent worksheet. And you can download and print this out from the link in the description of this video. And it's free! You can also get some of the items on this worksheet. For example, today, Kak Fifi has an apple. I also have a glass. I also have this really cute teddy bear and also some crayons. Now, to be a great light detective, we need to know 3 super important words. First, we have the word transparent. So when something is transparent, it means that any light can pass through it very easily. So for example, let's take a look at this glass right here. See that I can see my hand really clearly through this glass? This is because light has been able to pass through this glass very easily, which allows me to see my hand very clearly even though it is underneath the glass. If I were to put this glass above the worksheet, you can also see that I can see the words very clearly. So this is an example of an item that is transparent. Alright friends, come let's look around the house and find other things that are also transparent.
Woohoo!
I found some cling wrap here. Let me try and open it up and put it in front of us. Ah, interesting. I can see the worksheet very clearly through this cling wrap. This means that the cling wrap is transparent. Let's look at this transparent plastic bottle first. Oh, Mimi's notebook is underneath there. I can sort of see it. Do you think this is translucent or transparent? Let's see. Can we read the words very clearly? Yes, I think so. I can see that it spells Mimi's notebook and I can see the heart and the stars as well. This means that this plastic container is transparent. I found a window, friends. Let me open it up and close it. I can see everything beyond this window very clearly, which means that it is transparent. little pot.
Wow!
Wow, that was so much fun! So remember friends, something is transparent when A, light can pass through it. For example, if I were to put my hand here and the light here, you can still see the light on my palm because the light has been able to pass through perfectly through the glass. And B, you can see everything through it clearly. For example, you can see the contents of my STEM worksheet very clearly even through this glass. What are some of the other transparent things that you can find around your house, friends? Go look for them! Okay, friends, next we have translucent. Now, when something is translucent, it means that some light can get through, but things can look a little blurry. For example, through this plastic file that I have, you can sort of see my hand under it, but it's not very clear. If I were to put the worksheet under it too, you can kind of read the worksheet, but everything is a little bit blurry. Now this is because only some light can pass through here, making it a little bit unclear as compared to our transparent object. So I have this translucent folder here, and if I were to put my hand here and switch on the torchlight, you can kind of see the light on my palm, but it's not very obvious and it is not as clear as through the transparent glass we had earlier. Alright, now that we know that this is a translucent item, let's go around the house and let's find some more translucent items. Okay, I found some tissue paper. Let me see if this is translucent. Ooh, interesting. You can sort of see my hand behind this tissue paper. It's not very clear, meaning that it's not letting a lot of light pass through it, but it's letting some light pass through it, so much so that you can see my hand behind it. This means that tissue paper is translucent. Check out this bathroom door that I found. Okay, let me put my hand through. Oh, you can still see my hand. And let me shine the flashlight through it. You can see the light flashing by, but it's a little bit blurry. Similar to if I were to put my hand through it. This means that this bathroom door is translucent. Wow, that was so much fun, friends. So remember, something is translucent when some light can pass through. For example, through this sheet here, you can see a little bit of light can be seen on my hand, but not super clear. And B, you can see things through it, but things look a little bit blurry. Just like this plastic file here.
Transparent, Lutsinar. Translucent, Separuh Lutsinar. Yippee!
And finally, friends, we have opaque. Now, when something is opaque, it means that light cannot pass through it at all. It completely blocks out the light, just like this notebook. Now, I borrowed Minnie's notebook for a while. Isn't it cute? He really loves decorating the front of his notebook. Okay, so this is an example of an opaque object because if I were to put my hand underneath the notebook, you cannot see my hand at all. And over here, I have placed this notebook and my palm at the back. And if I were to put the light on, you can see that no light can pass through this notebook whatsoever. So even though the light is shining bright, you cannot see any light on my palm because this notebook has completely blocked off the light from my hand. So imagine opaque objects like this notebook like a big solid wall that stops the light completely from getting through it. So you can see it on the front, but you can't see the light at the back of the notebook. Okay, you know what time it is, friends. It's time for another STEM hunt. So let's go around the house and see if we can find any opaque objects around the house. Come on! Hello, Mr. Balloon! I can't really see anything beyond it. Maybe if we were to blow up the balloon a lot more and it stretches out, we might be able to see some things. But right now, the way that the balloon is, I can't see anything through it, meaning that light is not passing through, making it opaque. I found a ball. Let's see. Gonna shine the light. The ball has completely blocked the light from our torchlight. If I were to move it further, you can see the light around it. But where the ball is, it has completely blocked the light, which means that this ball is opaque. Okay, Mickey's gonna sit there and I have my torchlight here. Let's shine it on Mickey. Ooh, look at the back. Look at the shadow that Mickey is casting. So wherever Mickey is, you can see that the light is being blocked by his body, but you can see the light around it. And if I were to bring it closer, you can't see any light behind Mickey. This means that Mickey is not allowing any light to pass through it, making it opaque. Woohoo! That was so much fun, friends. So remember, something is opaque when no light can pass through it. For example, this notebook here. You can't see any light on my hand, but you can see it on the notebook. And B, you can't see anything through it. I have my hands and also our STEM worksheet underneath this notebook, and you cannot see any of that at all because this notebook is opaque.
Wow!
Okay, friends, so let's jump into our colorful and fun worksheet. So friends, when Kak Fifi asks, "Are you ready?" say, "Always ready!" Are you ready, friends?
Always ready! Yay!
Awesome! Let's dive in. Okay, so let's get our worksheet and some of these items ready. The instructions for this worksheet is to circle any of the items you can see here that are transparent. So remember, earlier we have covered 3 different types of objects. You have transparent objects, translucent, and opaque. So let's go through these one by one and see which of these are transparent and we can circle them up. Okay, so first of all, we have a drinking glass. Number 1, can light pass through it? I'm going to use this yellow board here and see if we can see the light beneath the board. Right, you can see that the light is shining very brightly and clearly underneath this particular glass. The second test is, can you see everything clearly through it? So if I were to put this STEM worksheet underneath this glass, you can see that you can read everything very, very clearly, which makes this glass transparent. Awesome! So let's give it a circle because it is a transparent object. So the next object we are going to tackle is this very cute little apple here. I have my very own apple. So let's see. Let's use our torchlight. Firstly, let's see if any light can pass through this apple. As I move my light further, you can actually see the light around it, but you can see that underneath the apple, the light is completely being blocked. But you can see the light surrounding it, and as I move closer, you can see that the apple will block out all the light underneath it. The second way to test it is to put an item underneath this object and see if you can see the item at all. So can you see the tea light? Not at all, because the apple is blocking any light going through it, preventing you from seeing anything underneath it, so you can't see the light. Whereas if I were to put the glass over this tea light, you can see the tea light very clearly because the glass is transparent, whereas this apple is opaque. You're right. So we are not going to circle this because it is an opaque object. Okay, so let's cross it out. Okay, so next we are going to move on to water. Okay, so this is an interesting one. So I have my glass here as usual, and I'm going to pour some water into this. Now, the glass is filled up with water. So we have our light source here as usual. We're going to switch it on and we're going to put our hand around it. So you can see that my full hand is not being covered in light like this when there is no glass of water in front, but once I put the water in front of it, it is slightly blocked. Also, let's see if you can see things beyond this glass. Can you see my hand there? You can sort of see it, but it does look a little bit blurry. And if I were to also put the worksheet behind this glass, you can still see the worksheet, but it is also a little bit blurry. So this means that water is, you're right friends, it's translucent because not all the light can pass through it and things get a little bit blurry behind the glass there. Okay, so let's note it here that water is translucent and the apple just now was opaque. Alright, now that we are very familiar with what transparent, translucent and opaque are, let's go through the rest of these objects one by one. Okay, the next one are crayons. This is a box of crayons, but I'm going to take these crayons out and I'm going to do the same test as before. Number one, can light pass through these crayons? So without the crayons, you can see that the light is completely shone onto my hand. And if I were to put the crayons in front of my hand, you can see that the light is actually blocked. So let's try it with the little tea light as well. So here we have my tea light. You can see the tea light very well here, but if I were to put the crayon on top of the tea light, you can't see the tea light at all because it has blocked any light from passing through for us to see the tea light. So friends, this means that these crayons are, you're right, they are opaque. So let's cross it out and write opaque here. Great job friends. Now let's move on to the next item. I see something very colorful here. Ta-da-da! This is our very colorful Rubik's Cube. Okay, so let's do the same test here. Here I have my hand. You can see the light very clearly on my hand. And let me put the Rubik's Cube in front of it. You can see that the light is completely blocked by the Rubik's Cube. This shows that it is. Let's try the next test. We have our tea light here. And if I were to put the Rubik's Cube on top, you can't see the tea light at all. So it didn't allow light to pass through and you can't see things through it, which makes it translucent? Yes, you're right. It makes it opaque. So this is another opaque item that we have found. Now, Kak Fifi is going to use one of her old glasses. These are my glasses here. It's beige in color and we're going to see whether this is transparent, translucent or opaque. So first of all, let me put it here. And let's see if the light shines through the eyeglasses. So I'm putting it at the lens part and I'm shining my light, and you can see that all the light is being reflected on my palm, so there's no blockage at all except where there are the frames. So where the frames are, the light is being blocked a little bit because the frames are opaque, but the lenses of the spectacle itself is not opaque. In fact, you can see the light shining past it very clearly. And if I were to use the same tea light as an example, you can see the tea light very clearly. So it's not blurred at all. So light could pass through it very easily, and you can see the things underneath it very clearly, which makes it... Yes, you're right, friends. It makes it transparent. So we are going to circle it because it is a transparent object. Okay, so let's move on to our little teddy bear here. So here we have a little cute panda teddy bear. We're going to do the same test on it as well. So again, this is how the light shines without the teddy bear in front of me. And if I were to put the teddy bear in front, it's completely dark. You can see my palm is completely dark because the bear has completely blocked out any light from reaching my hand. And if I were to put the same tea light underneath the bear, can you see the tea light at all? Oh, has the bear eaten the tea light? You can't see the tea light at all because this is an... You're right, it's an opaque object. It has completely blocked out the light from coming in. So let's write opaque there. Okay, let's go on to the next one. We have seen the notebook earlier that it is an opaque object because, let's see, can't see the tea light at all. So we're going to also cross it and mark it as opaque. Opaque. Alright, how about a hat? Let's see if Fifi can find a hat somewhere. Oh, there it is. I've got my bright orange hat. It has a turtle on top of it, so it's very cute. And again, let's do the same test as we did before. We have my hand here and we have the torchlight here. So let's put the hat over it. Can you guys make a guess first before I put the light? Do you think it's going to be opaque, transparent, or translucent? Do you think you can see anything through the hat? Okay, here it comes. My hand is completely dark. It has completely blocked off the light. But this is for this particular hat. And you may have other hats that are a little bit more translucent, but this particular hat is completely opaque because Fifi can't see any light passing through the hat at all. And if I were to put the tea light here, you can't see the tea light. The hat has completely covered the tea light because it is opaque. So we're going to cross this out here and write opaque on it. Okay, so let's move on to the other items here. Oh, I see a file here. Let's get a file. Here, Fifi has this file here. Ha ha ha! Do you think it's opaque, transparent, or translucent? Let's give it a try. Here I have my hand and I'm going to put the file in between the light and my hand. 3, 2, 1. Aha! You can see there is completely no light coming to the palm of my hand. The file has completely blocked it. And if I were to use the tea light here and put the file over it, it is completely blocked. You can't see the tea light at all, which makes this file, what is it, friends? Yes, it makes it opaque. Now, like I mentioned with the hat before, not all items are the same. For example, our earlier file is not opaque. You can sort of see things through it. So this file is actually translucent. However, this file is opaque. So objects come in different materials, and that impacts whether the object is transparent, translucent, or opaque. So you can have two different files, but they are of different types and different characteristics. So here, for this particular file, the blue file we had just now, it was opaque. Okay, now I don't have a magnifying glass and I don't have a test tube, but I am going to try using this little Tupperware that I have here, which is a similar object. So let's give it a try, friends. So here I have my hand as usual and my torchlight in front of it, and I'm going to put the Tupperware in front. Ah, can you see that? If I were to compare it with an opaque object, like the notebook, you can see my hand is completely dark. But if I were to take this plastic Tupperware, you can kind of see the light still a little bit, not as clear as something completely transparent, but you can sort of see the file. And if I were to use the same tea light test, putting the tea light here and putting the Tupperware on top of it, you can sort of see the tea light. It's not very clear, but you can still see it. So what does this mean, friend? It has allowed some light to pass through, and the things underneath it is a little bit blurry. Can you make a guess? Yes, you're right. It is translucent. So I am going to mark this as translucent. For the second last item, I have a magnifying glass. Now, I don't have a magnifying glass with me, but did you know that you can create your very own magnifying glass using a glass of water? So if I were to put this over my worksheet, you can see that the words are looking a lot bigger because of this glass here. And if you were to zoom in, you can see that I can see the worksheet very clearly. I can read all the words through the water and through the glass because the base of the glass is making it very clear for me to see. So I'm going to mark the magnifying glass as transparent. Isn't that interesting, friends? If I were to look at the water on this side, things look a little bit translucent. But if I were to do a top-down view from this glass, it looks like it is transparent because of the base of the glass, which is very clear, making it completely transparent. But if I were to look it by the side, things are looking blurry and not very clear, which is why I marked the glass of water. I marked the water as translucent, but the magnifying glass is marked as transparent. Okay, this is our last item here, our fish tank. For this, we are going to go on a little trip. Let's go, friends.
Now, without using my torchlight, I can actually see that the fishes are very clear, even through the fish tank. If I were to move to this side, I can see the fishes very clearly, which makes this tank transparent. So I'm able to see the fish clearly even through the tank because The mirrors of the tank has allowed light to pass through it really, really easily. Isn't that cool? Even though the tank is actually pretty thick, you can still see through it very, very clearly. So this makes the fish tank transparent.
Opaque. Legap.
Hey parents, this is a simple activity and a fantastic way to introduce your child to Singapore primary science topics of properties of materials and light and shadows. By classifying objects on the way they interact with light and their environment, your child is learning to observe, compare, and also categorize materials around them. This is a foundational skill that helps them to understand the world around them and why certain things are used for certain purposes. For example, when you look at a car windshield, it is transparent because you need a transparent car windshield to allow the driver to see the road clearly for safety, and clear glasses or spectacles that allow you to see the world without any blur. And the next time you're in the shower, take a look at the plastic of your shower curtain. You will find that it is usually translucent. It lets light into the shower when you're not in the dark, but it's also not transparent, so it gives you enough privacy. The frosted glass in a bathroom window also works the same way. It is usually frosted so that people on the outside are not able to see you while you're in the shower. Now doors, for example wooden ones, are usually opaque because it gives you the privacy and security so no one can see into your house. These are all different types of doors and windows but are made in different materials to make them functional. Great job, friends! Thank you for joining me in completing our STEM worksheet today. Yay! What a great day of being like detectives with you, friends. And Mimi, now that you know the difference between transparent, translucent, and opaque, go on a scavenger hunt around your own home. Can you find something transparent in your kitchen? What about something opaque in your bedroom? Woohoo! Take a picture of your completed worksheet and share it with us on Instagram at Fifi and Mimi. We'll be sure to send you some stickers. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more fun STEM activities, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel, Fifi and Mimi. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Jumpa lagi.